closer, baby. Now I got some light.
I am Wooly.
Got a habit of doing things. I love it like this. I don't know. Life could change and we could do it better than this. But together. Yeah. It's Wooly babies. Wooly. I am Wooly, baby. What's going on, my people? You know, another night, another day. I'm just something I said I wasn't going to do. You know, basically, was following the war, and I'm following the war to see what's going on. But you know, I'm just trying to figure out the little things that's going on in the middle of it, the midst of it. You know, it's like how they saying Hormuz is closed, but it's not. Iran has ships going out to China. You know what I'm saying? Japan is getting oil. A couple of people is getting some oil through, you know. Just the United States is not. We need that. Because something wrong with our country a little bit, B. Something's wrong with the United States a little bit. We do some weird, I can't even call it weird. It's beyond strange stuff that we do. You know what I'm saying? We beefing with people. The country basically, you know, the White House was beefing with this company, this tech company, man. They trying to use the AI. You know what I'm saying? They trying to use the AI. They trying to control it. They trying to let AI basically control the last decision in the military and all that. Yo, you got to investigate. Yo, you got to watch the There's a lot going on. It's undercover. The company, I don't want to mess up the name Anthrops or, you know, is a tech company, but a lot of tech companies feel the same way, you know what I'm saying? Because then they could use that to really spy on us, you know what I'm saying? And get to the bottom of what's going on, how you living in your household, you know what I'm saying? Your little private things you do in the corner that you don't want nobody to see. But no, I'm saying there's a lot going on with that. That's why I'm following the war, you know what I'm saying? And while me following this, which I said I wasn't, but I started following it. I started getting, you know, out the box thinking with it. So I started following other stuff. How involved is China? And you know what I'm saying? And like what's going on? They not like up front involved like that, but then you know there's a lot going on in the back with them, you know. Because they spy on us a lot though. China does. And I like, you know, China, the country, yo, their infrastructure is ridiculous. We need to think about our infrastructure, but that's for another conversation because our infrastructure is. When Donald Trump sit up there and be like, yo, the shithole country, I'm like, dude, you really looked at the United States, baby? Like, for us to be a superpower, it's like, y'all just want to keep a little piece of the pie for y'all, you know, selves. Like, we got to make the country look some sort of a way, B. But anyway, you know, there's a lot going on with this war thing, though, man. It's just so deep how it ties in, and then, you know what I'm saying, all the tariffs that we have going on in this country, and you know what I'm saying, and then the ordeal, you know, the stuff that's going on with Canada, and, yo, it's just how all this stuff is tied in, B. Y'all got to start, we got to start watching this stuff and investigating, B, because there's a lot going on behind this. I mean, the war is like a cover-up. Yeah, well, we know that, you know, with Epstein files. But they ain't going to, you know, bring it out. I wish somebody had a copy. You know, like how everybody was leaving copies to other people. Somebody got a copy so we can see, like, really what happened with that. But we're going to talk about that later, too, because we don't know what they're going to do with that. Because, you know, the war is going on outside. No one is safe. But, you know, hopefully we won't get to that point. But you just got to watch all the little stuff that's happening underneath. Because there's a lot of little stuff happening, you know, being with this war. It's like the wild part about this is people is making money while the war is going on. The United States is suffering, you know, gas prices. And then don't your gas feel like, yo, it's not lasting? Like you riding on your gas and it's not lasting. You like, yo, what's popping? Like what they doing? Like they trying to get some more money or something? Because it's like, you know, we sending mad troops over to Iran, and it's like this little country though, because we got a president that's like, you know what I'm saying? He's beating his chest, yo. He got to stop beating his chest. If he stop beating his chest, he'd be all right. Like, it's like, yo, think about the infrastructure, think about health care, think about the American people. Leave everything else alone. Like, let everybody, yo, we need to start building ships. We don't even build ships no more. South Korea's coming over here. We're going to start building ships again. They giving out training. Anybody want to go build ships, be welders, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Because Donald Trump, y'all got to watch him, though. Because what he did with that was crazy, though. He signed a deal to get some ships done, and then he put on tariffs. That was crazy. And then the American companies, they couldn't get they steel from them because once the tariffs was on, the American companies raised their prices. But we need ships. We built like maybe 2 ships. Other countries is building like, well, especially China, like 100 a year. Like they could turn their cargo ships into warships, and we talk about, well, we got this airplane carrier, but how many we have? That's what I'm saying. And then we got a dude in the White House that's floating around like, yo, I'm going to beat my chest. I could do what I want. Nah, see, that's not good, B. That's not good. Especially when, and another kicker is, a lot of land in America is not even owned by us. Other countries own it. Especially China own a lot in America. And watch how they strategically place them. It's this, yo, you start investigating a lot going on. A lot going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot going on. And then China want Taiwan, and then we are connected to them. That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all got to watch what's going on, man. This war is like a cover-up, It's oil. If you really think about it, we really trying to move away from that because we digging in the earth, and the point about it is we digging so much, and they put so much of a price on it, we don't know when the earth is going to say, you know what, like, I'm stop moving. We up then. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they doing. So, but China is playing with the oil, but the technology. Watch their technology. You know what I'm saying? You basically, there's an energy source. That's what we're using the oil and stuff for, energy source. So it's other ways of energy sources. They got like the most solar panels, like, you know what I'm saying? They doing other stuff, and then we stuck on just oil. I want oil. Nah, we don't. It ain't all just about oil. I mean, it's and then certain people only they making money from that. It's not all about that. We need the rare minerals to make them magnets. That's why they buy back the iPhones and all that. They got the robot that tear the iPhones up to take the minerals out of them rare minerals. We don't do that no more in this country. We need that. We are vulnerable. We got people out here talking so much, but we are so vulnerable. But they talking so much to, I'm not gonna say Iran is a little country. I mean, it's not a little country. 90 million people. That's not a little country. But we talking junk to a little, because China's big and they do a lot with their technology, You gotta see their infrastructure. Like, they doing a lot, and it's like we just sit here want to say, oh, who has the most money and sitting in, like, nah. We need to get America together, V. We are a shithole country basically fall back in the Stone Age, because other countries is doing their thing. Their technology is growing, everything. We need to bring stuff back to our country. We need to do our rare minerals. We need to start digging because they got this one rare mineral that we want a lot because it, armors the tanks and everything. It's for war and all that. It's this not impenetrable, whatever. Like, it can't get blown up or whatever, but it'll take enough hits for, to hit that. We want them minerals and all that. We got to start digging. We got to start getting back into a lot. We need to start building ships. We need our economy better. We need health care. We need America back to what America needs to be. That's why when they walk around with them hats, I'm like, make America great. B, you can't make a place great when it's just only certain people. You don't think everybody looking at that like, come on, how much of a yeah, man, go there. How crazy you look doing that. You the president talk about, yo, this state is this shit, this state is that. No. Reality is when we go through all that with him about what state is what state, most of the red states is poor. The blue states are the city states where everybody gather to where all the jobs at, so that's where all the money at. Basically, and they help fund the red states. We all know that. You know, Trump just, he beat his way. Nah, we all know that. So, as I'm saying, just watch everything that's going on, man. This everything that's going on is deep. It's real deep. It's real deep. And it's bringing a lot of fear to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Don't be fear. It's going to be what it's going to be. Just make sure you getting yourself together. And oh, yeah. Before I sign off, though, AI is here. We don't want it to take over. It's not going to take over. Y'all stop panicking like it's going to take over. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it took my job. It took this job. No, you got to understand all the goods that these machines going to be making is for us. So that's up to us to support the company that has the AI that's making the products if they don't want to help us. I mean, really think about that. And another thing about AI, embrace it. It's going to keep coming. So embrace it. Start learning it. Start getting into it. I mean, it's going to be scary because it's learning from all of us. And there's some evil motherfuckers out there, boy. So it's learning from all of us. And then when it gets down with the alphabets and it goes to W, it's going to learn our ways of war. It is what it is. So we have to be prepared for it. It's a new time and age. We here, baby. We here. Remember, turn off your cell phone. But you know why? Because they listening. But then again, if your cell phone is off, they still listening. That's why they made the new ones to where you can't take the battery out. Another thought. But yo, y'all have a blessed one, though. You know what it is. I am Wooly.